Let's call this special April 29th board meeting to order. And Bambi, let the minutes show that we have established quorum of 100% attendance. And I guess we'll turn it over to Mr. Williams.
We don't have an agenda per se. We have one item that I've asked you to come in to consider. On July 30th of last year, you all passed a board resolution that required all employees, visitors, and students to wear face coverings while on the school campuses. And you reconsidered that at the regular board meeting on April the 8th and decided to continue that. I'm calling you together today asking, based on the reasoning that I've given to you in writing there, that we rescind that resolution beginning May 1st, which is this weekend, and start as face mask optional on Monday, and continue for the remaining 4 weeks of school with face mask optional. And I'll go over the reasoning, but I do want to point out my recommendation would be that the only thing we are changing is the face mask policy, in that face mask will not be required, would not be required, and would be optional for students and employees. All other COVID protocols that we've had in place this year, we would continue with those regarding social distancing, hand washing, limiting visitors on campuses, sanitizing of frequently touched surfaces, et cetera, et cetera. So the only thing that I would recommend that we make a change to currently is the face mask policy. The reasoning, since our meeting 3 weeks ago, on the April board meeting, some things have changed. Governor Hutchinson, my first one, Governor Hutchinson allowed statewide face mask mandate to expire on March 31st. That actually happened before the last board meeting. That's why we reconsidered it at the last board meeting. But since then, on April 27th, CDC relaxed guidance for wearing face masks, especially for those who are fully vaccinated. Arkansas Department of Health has relaxed quarantine guidelines for those who are fully vaccinated, just in the last few weeks. Over 50% of our school employees have now been fully vaccinated. I don't know that exact number, it's hard to tell, but I know we are over 50%. All school employees who wanted to receive a vaccine have now had ample opportunities to receive one. We as a district have given them 2 opportunities to sign up, and then we've had community-wide opportunities for anyone 16 and over. All community members age 16 and over have had and continue to have multiple opportunities to receive the vaccine. So I believe every week or every other week, Benton and or Washington County have an opportunity open to the public. Senate Bill 590, which was a bill that would prohibit any state agency, entity, or political subdivision of the state, which is a school, to require the wearing of a face covering, passed both legislative chambers and was sent to the governor on April 23rd. It was signed into law as Act 1002 today. The emergency clause that would have made it effective immediately failed narrowly, but the law will take effect in July, meaning we will not have an option to require face coverings moving forward. There are very few places in our community outside of school where face masks are still required and enforced. That's just my personal observation as I've been around, and it has been pointed out to me as well. Siloam Springs School District has had very few reported cases since mid-March. We currently have 0 positives and 0 quarantines, and it has been that way much of April. I think the most we have had at one time were 3 positives since spring break. And we had anticipated a possible increase in numbers after spring break, but that did not occur in our school district. So those are my reasonings for presenting this to you as a reconsideration today. Some other considerations at the bottom. A possible negative. Based on current quarantine guidance from Arkansas Department of Health, we will revert to quarantining any person who has been within 6 feet of a COVID positive person for 15 minutes. This is what we have followed all year, but over the last month or so, ADH had revised these guidelines. If you have mask mandate and both people are wearing masks, that 3 foot is the minimum. And if both people were wearing masks, they did not have to quarantine. So this puts us back to the way we were doing it previously with a 6 foot and automatic quarantine. So that is a negative. And then my last one, COVID's not gone away. It's still here. It's still in our community. We have people that we know that have contracted it very recently. So the threat is still out there. I don't think the threat is nearly as prevalent as it has been at other times during the school year. And I think at this time, I would like to recommend that we rescind that face mask policy and go masks optional for the remaining 4 weeks of school.
Do you have any idea whether some of the schools that have taken away their policy have had any surges?
I don't. I have not heard anything from Gentry. Pea Ridge had not had any cases since February, and just because it affected my family, I know that they had a case today. And so my son is actually quarantined for the 4th time this year, and will miss the state track meet and prom. But to my knowledge, other than that, they have not had a resurgence. And then Farmington just recently rescinded theirs. I have no feedback from them as to any negative consequences.
On the staff, if there's staff who has to be quarantined, is that pay deal over with, or is that?
It is still in effect through the remainder of this year, the COVID leave. I anticipate that will not be available going into next year.
I mean, I would just like to say, Jody, again, thank you to you and your team. I know it's been a trying time, and you know, you being open, receiving some new information and different things. I just want to say I appreciate you guys on what you've been doing, and I just would hope, however this vote goes, hopefully that people on both sides will be respectful and caring, you know, for the choices that are made, and for the people that still wish to wear masks, and for those that don't.
Right.
So just wanted to state that.
How would it affect graduation?
We will not require masks at graduation. All other protocols will stay in place. We will not require masks at graduation.
It too will be optional.
Yeah.
Mask will be optional at graduation, yes.
A motion? One more discussion first?
I would like to say something. I would like to thank you all. This whole situation has put you all in a tough spot. I know you have gotten lots of feedback, pro and con, from both sides, and I know that is for all 5 of you. I know that you have all gotten positive feedback and negative feedback on your personal decisions and the way that we have handled things as a school district. I don't have any problem with the way that we have handled this as a school district. I don't have a problem with our last vote being split and having a difference of opinion. I am respectful of people who have a different opinion than I do, and I kind of expect them to be respectful of my opinion as well. And I think that this board has exhibited those same expectations for one another and for our community. And I appreciate you all. People don't understand that you all put dozens and dozens of hours of volunteer service into your position over the course of a year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we get double pay.
Yep,
Is there COVID pay in there?
yes.
Thank you.
Well, I will comment on the feedback that I personally have received, that it hasn't all been negative, but I'm gonna guess it's been about 50-50.
Right.
Positive and negative. And, you know, some of the negatives are a little strong, but positive was thankful, and so. Anyway. A motion?
I'll make a motion to accept Jody's recommendation to remove masks for the remainder of the year.
Option.
To make masks
Op-
optional.
Make masks optional for the remainder of the year, yes, thank you.
I second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
Thank you.
And I think one of the key things for me is this SB 590 that's passed. It's almost like it's mute.
It's going to be, yes,
So,
yes.
So do we fling them now?
can we burn them?
I will put something out to the staff this afternoon, letting them know of the decision. And it's going to take place over the weekend, obviously, so Monday we'll start fresh. I will put something out also in that email requesting that our faculty and staff respect our student and staff choices in whether they maintain the masks or not. And there should not be any pressure on anyone to do either thing. So that will come from me this afternoon. And I appreciate you all again.
No, I would say too, I hope even positive comments like, it's so good to see your faces,
Yes.
will make people that want to wear a mask feel bad. So I hope that we're just careful about how we handle the culture.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
And definitely important paying attention to the kids whose parents want them wearing the mask, that, you know, there's not any being made fun of or anything,
Right.
because, I mean,
Right.
that's a parents and right. So, you know, that's the biggest thing, is those kids taken care of as well.
We
Or
will do
need
our
to,
best
so.
to make sure that there is no negative influence in either direction.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I move that we adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.